Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, Christian Whistleblower, here at the Grand Canyon. I don't know if you've ever been here or not. I don't know if you've ever seen this or not, but ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the Grand Canyon. Yes, this is the Grand Canyon. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, coming to you live from Grand Canyon National Park. Amazing stuff, live and in person in Grand Canyon National Park. No automatic weapons being leveled at me. No threats of arrest. No law enforcement presence whatsoever. Allowed full access to my hotel room. It's really, really nice. But here we are, having a great time with Mike and Kim. Dr. Mike and Kim from Spring Hill, Florida. My good friends, and here we are in the Grand Canyon. And I don't know how many of you think that looking at this amazing fissure in the earth, and what I want you to do is right after this broadcast is over, I want you to go on Google Earth and I want you to look at the Grand Canyon from orbit. And if you think I'm crazy talking about what we're talking about now, look at that and then tell me I'm crazy again. Do you really think, ladies and gentlemen, and if you were standing here beside me, you wouldn't, trust me, but do you really think that what we're looking at was carved over eons of time from a little bitty river that you can't even see down there, just barely see? Was all this really carved by a little itty bitty river? Even though the geological evidence says no, even though the cosmological evidence says no, and even though common sense says no, all of modern education says yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you must at least consider the fact of whether or not this great fissure in planet Earth was created by a massive plasma strike generated by the electric universe. And if you also, while you're looking at Google Earth, look at Mars, and you'll see nearly identical plasma strikes and fissures on the planet of Mars as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a big hole in the ground carved by an itty-bitty river over eons of time. I would have to say it was probably a great fissure created in an instant of time by a massive and devastating plasma strike leveled from orbit. To me, the only question really is, as we walk along the trail here, to me, the only question really is, not is it a plasma strike that caused the Grand Canyon, but whose plasma strike was it that caused the Grand Canyon? Was it just a random storm plasma strike that caused it? Was it directed at us by Nibiru, Planet X? Was it directed by us or directed at us? Was there some strange magnetic cosmological event that caused Earth and Mars to be locked in what many in ancient mythology have said a war? Were they mythologically talking about great plasma strikes going back and forth between the two planets? Metaphorically, mythologically? Talking about something that got out of balance, something about how the orbits got offline or out of line due to perhaps another great celestial body coming by, knocking them out of orbit. Or, ladies and gentlemen, is it more like the story of what happened between Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2, where Yahweh came and wreaked havoc upon the perfect earth and left it in the state of Genesis 1:2 without form and void, darkness on the face of the deep. Jeremiah chapter 4 talks about that chaotic portion, that chaotic state of the earth coming about because of the wrath of Yahweh, because of his anger, ladies and gentlemen. Was it again a metaphorical telling of Yahweh blowing his wrath through his nostrils? Was that another metaphorical explanation of the plasma strike hypothesis that we are advancing here today. Maybe this Sunday on Not Your Normal Sunday show, my good friend Wayne Steiger and I will be able to talk about this, speculate about this, ruminate about this. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. In honor of Rex Bear, who I spent yesterday and the last few days with, I just want to say, would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? It's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Daugherty, your Christian whistleblower, coming to you live from Grand Canyon National Park. The more I think about it, the more I study it, the more I look at the different mythology, the more I talk to people like Diamond about the geology of it, the more I begin to think that a lot of the myths, look at that, a lot of the science, a lot of the stories, wow, how amazing is that? They all meld together. If I had to guess right now, if I had my rods, I left them in the evacuation from Monument Valley yesterday. I have to think that, again, if I had to guess, if I had to bet, I think this is a result of the wrath of Yahweh, the wrath of Jehovah, the wrath of the Lord, the wrath of the rat bastard. I think that's what we're looking at. I think it was his devastating, fiery plasma strikes through his metaphorical nostrils, bringing this planet low, wreaking great havoc. If you ask me whose plasma strike it was, I say it was Yahweh's, or at least the being calling himself Yahweh. Maybe he wasn't actually Yahweh. He was usurping the name. But that's my story, I think, right now. And I think I'm going to stick to that. I'm sitting here looking at the chat, and I would be happy to take some questions from you. Did the group separate, or are they with you? Well, I felt it wise to get the hell out of Dodge. We decided we would go ahead and separate from the group. The group went down to Prescott, to Derek's area, and I came here with Kim and Mike to the Grand Canyon. Is there bird life? Yeah, there's bird life here. It would take a lifetime to explore the canyon. Yes, it absolutely would. We're not seeing any writings anywhere yet. We're just walking around the upper edge here. Jeff, go to Apache Junction, see the Superstition Mountains. There's a plasma strike there as well. It is stunningly beautiful. It's gorgeous. The views are great. An Army general told his ROTC graduating class that they would be dealing with little green men, hybrids, and Indian tribes. Go figure. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Head to Sedona. There's actually been some discussion about that. Are there caves there? Off limits, I hear. I'm not really an expert on the Grand Canyon. This is the first time I've been here as the snow begins to pick up. Nothing's wrong with following your own path, absolutely. Thank you. I believe this is awesome, Just Hockey. Sandra says come to Prescott. I will be at least stopping by on the way down to the airport on Sunday. It doesn't look real. It really doesn't. It looks like something Disney built, doesn't it? Tracy's rafted the Colorado. Mystic Mama, are you going back? I'll be going back on Sunday. There are caves that we can go into here, absolutely. Aren't those Egyptian caves? I have heard talk about that. It really is amazing, huh? This is the Grand Canyon. There's gold and pyramids they're talking about. It's my pleasure to bring this to you. It is unbelievable. Just amazing, gorgeous, beautiful stuff. We are talking about making a stopover into Sedona. Michelle says none of this is real. Grand Canyon looks like a huge postcard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. It does look like a huge postcard. In fact, it is a beautiful, huge postcard. And I've speculated, I want to try to keep my voice down so I don't get thrown out of this park. But I have to say it is definitely a plasma strike. The truth of this has been hidden from us. The truth of this is being suppressed. It's being oppressed. It's a plasma strike, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Grand Canyon. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. And if we do go to Sedona, we'll definitely bring you some podcast excellence from there as well. I've talked to Derek, I've talked to Rex, everybody's fine. Talked to Wayne Steiger, he's doing great. He took a spill the other day, but he's getting better. I do agree with you, Lorianne. Go to Apache Junction. Hello, Jeffrey, I knew you would go straight back into the saddle. We are getting busy. Rex is back home, as far as I know, taking it easy, enjoying his lovely wife and family, doing his best for all of us. Audrey, what is a plasma strike? Well, basically, it's a huge bolt of electricity that blasts big holes in things like this one. Great big fissures. And if you would go back to the Monument Valley videos that I did over the last couple of days, you can see the same type of thing roaring through and between and around. If you think of a huge lightning strike, how it would strike and how it would hit the ground and splinter and run. And then look at what you're looking at here. Think about what you were looking at yesterday and the day before at Monument Valley. Go on Google Earth, look at the Grand Canyon from space. Look at the surface of Mars from space. And it's very, very easy to see and understand what really happened. Very, very easy to understand and realize what's really going on. And it's a mystery wrapped in an enigma, hidden by people that don't want us to understand, people that don't want us to know, and people that certainly don't want us to believe, because when you get to the bottom of it all, and speaking of getting to the bottom of it, the fall wouldn't kill you, but the sudden stop at the bottom would. When you get to the bottom of it all, awesome dog. Awesome dog boots, ladies and gentlemen. Take another look here from another view. Look at that. Absolutely breathtaking. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. But I think and this is the whole park. Just to give you an idea of what's going on. Beautiful snow on the ground. But always back to the big attraction of the Grand Canyon. Because when we find out what's really going on, we start finding out who we really are. And when we find out who we really are, they lose power. And that's the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen. You're divine. You're sovereign. You're free. Reporting to you from the site of a large plasma strike, also known as the Grand Canyon. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, your Christian whistleblower. We'll bring you some more podcast excellence. A lot of these little lives, because we're walking, exploring. Excuse me. And I want to keep you up to date. All right, cousins, we love you. We appreciate you. Guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. Remember, we are the last generation of real humans. Let's get busy.